Hello, hi, and namaste to the beautiful people. I'm so glad that I'm seeing you guys again. Welcome to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am, then I am Januka Thapa. I've been working as an RN. Well, most of you guys know my story. I came here as a student and then did my registration process carefully and got my registration here in Ontario. Lately I have been getting a lot of questions about how to come to Canada as a student. I'm here to talk about the courses that you need to apply as a student for those nurses who wants to pursue their study in Canada and work as an RN in Canada. Well guys, let's start without any ado. Moving on, I would like to share a few of the information that I have experienced throughout these years. Well guys, if you are planning to come to Canada as a student, for those nurses, I'm specifically talking about the nurses who are working as an RN or RPN in the home country and planning to move to Canada to study or to work or to pursue their career here in Canada, then you guys need to be very careful in getting your registrations as soon as possible or in less time than taking it for a longer period of time. So guys, for you guys, I have a little tip and I want to share with you. The first thing that you need to be careful about is whether you are diploma level nursing or the bachelor's level of nursing out there in your home country. If you have the diploma level of nursing, like let's say in India they call it GNM and in Nepal they call it PCL level of nursing. I think in Pakistan they have the diploma level of nursing as well. So it's almost similar in the Southeast Asia. Rather than other part of the world has the BSN or BSc nursing or diploma level of or diploma in nursing. So it depends on which level of nursing you are there in your country. So if you are an equivalent to the diploma level of nursing out there in your country, as far as my experience and my knowledge till now, I have been finding the nurses who got their registration as an RPN who has their diploma level nursing or BSc level of nursing without any problem. But the problem is if you wanted to be an RN here in Canada, then you really need to fulfill the equivalency credits of theory and the practicum here in Canada. So you have to fulfill the credits of the BSN in Canada, which is equivalent to 4 years of theory and practical courses in Canada. So they will assess your level of contents in your curriculum that is either equivalent to their VSN here in Canada or not. So if you did not fulfill that credits or the contents in your theory or in the practicum, then of course they will ask you to study further. Like there is a program called Bridging to BSN or Bridging to RN program for those who have completed the bachelor's degree and then outside the Canada and then who has some full gaps in their curriculum out there in the country. So it is better and it takes like next 2 years of time. So if you come to Canada without any research, then I would say that you are wasting your time and your money and your expectations, and with time you might get frustrated. And I'm sure that I understand you guys, like whoever wants to move to another country from their home country and start their career and you have a lot of hurdles in your life, then of course it's a lot of mental pressure and the emotional instability. So at that time anything can happen. So to avoid those hurdles and then to pursue your career as soon as possible in Canada, I would like to say that please guys do your research and then find the course that has some clinical placements in that curriculum before you come to Canada. Because if you didn't have any critical or if you didn't have any practicum courses in your program that you are coming to Canada, then what if like there is gap in your practicums out there from your home country? So to save that time, because I'm sure the practical approach and the healthcare system is different in different countries. So Canada is a little more technological and a little more advanced, and then they seek that level of competency in the graduates outside of Canada. So it is always best to figure out that whether your courses that you're applying for has some clinical hours or not. At least, I would say at least 272 hours of curriculum or clinical curriculum would be the best, or if not 270, or at least some persons like 172 hours or 100 hours. So that would be a little help. So I'm telling you this, guys, because I don't want you to waste a lot of money, because coming to Canada as an international student is about a lot of money. It's time, it's your parents' dream or your dream, and then why to waste everything? When you do investment in something, make it more thoughtfully and make it more fruitful, and you get to achieve your goal as soon as possible. So it is always best to figure out which program are you coming in. So I'm going to talk about which programs Canadians, university or colleges offer for the international educated nurses. So guys, if you are trying to get admission to the Bachelor of Nursing or Masters of Nursing in Canada, then make sure that you need to have at least 7 in each band in IELTS, as you guys know about that, because for those countries whose English is not the first language, they have to fulfill the language criteria. So it is always 7 in each band in IELTS and more than 86 in PTE. So make sure you achieve that, and then have a good background on your nursing, and you have good percentage in your program that you studied in your country. So if that is not the case, then you would not get the admission here in Canadian colleges or the university. So, and the other thing that I would say is, if it is hard for you to get that score in IELTS, then there is always an option to study the related course here in Canada. But I would say if you have at least 6.5 and above, then there might be courses which is related to the healthcare system, like healthcare management, healthcare system, or healthcare leadership and management. Such kind of courses are offered in the Canadian colleges and universities. So you can apply in those courses and come here and study for a year, and then you get waived off the English language that you require while you are under the registration process. So that might be another help if you studied in the Canadian university or colleges for at least 1 year of full-time course, and which shouldn't be the English as a second language. So that might be another help. And another most important idea is about find the courses which has clinical hours, and find the courses which has at least some of the clinical placement, so that you can achieve some of the practical hours here in Canada while you are studying. So that is the greatest beneficial when you are under the process of registration. So the courses that has clinical placements are for those who have completed the bachelor's degree in their home country. There are a lot of postgrad programs like critical care and nursing, gerontological and nursing, palliative care nursing. These kind of courses offer some practical courses or some practical hours along with the theory classes. So guys, it is very important that you fulfill all the criteria of the RN or RPN here in Canada to practice in the future. So it is important that you at least get introduced to the Canadian healthcare system and the Canadian approach to the healthcare system. So it is very, very important that in which course you come to here in Canada. So I would suggest, please always seek for the critical care or the gerontological nursing. These are the most common and most popular courses here for the IENs. that means internationally educated nurses. And I am also aware that in the Southeast Asia there is a trend of going to consultancies and seeking advice and getting help for the visa application and finding the courses for you guys. So always when you go to those consultancies, always be clear and mindful that they have the courses for you guys to offer, which has some clinical placement. I know the consultancies are business oriented ventures, so they might offer you the courses which has not any clinical hours, but I would say please request them to find, if you couldn't find yourself, then ask them to, or request them to find the courses that has clinical hours for you guys to so that it can be a lot of add up to your curriculum under the evaluation process here. That will ultimately help you to reach the goal sooner. So, and if you don't get any clinical courses and come here as in theory-based courses, then that is also not that harmful. If you have only come to the theory-based courses, then of course I've already mentioned that your English language requirement will be waived, but it should be of the full academic years for at least 1 year. That means 8 months of classes, and you have to submit the transcript to the regulatory body later on when they ask for. This is the option. So you guys be mindful, and then you can always approach to me for any questions, and you guys can always find me in my Facebook page. It's JANUCA space BNTHAPARN, and you can inbox me there. Though I was not here in YouTube channel, though I was not posting any videos for last few months, I was in connection with my supporters and with my well-wishers, and I was helping the girls or boys who wanted to get registration here in Canada. So I was thinking to talk about this topic today. Well guys, this is what I wanted to let you know. So if you have any questions, please always comment down in the comment section below, and please make sure you check my description box for the related links and the further information or additional information that I put on. So I wish you guys all the best in finding the perfect course for you, and then throughout your processing of the student visa, and you get your student permit, and see you guys here in Canada. And I would be happy to welcome you here and help you further. And this much for today, guys. And don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Keep supporting, keep liking, and keep smiling. Alright guys, see you in my next video. Until then, stay healthy, happy, and wiser. Thanks. Bye.